Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Today is Wednesday, and Wednesday is the day that Mercury rules. And Mercury is currently at the first degree of Gemini. Mercury rules Gemini. So one of the most incredible things we have going on right now is we have several planets that rule. In astrology, we call it that are in their domicile, where they're in their dominion. And several planets that are in their domiciles, meaning they have dominion over that place. So Mercury has dominion over Gemini. Neptune is in Pisces. It has dominion over Pisces. It's domicile in Pisces. Venus is in Taurus. Venus is domicile over Taurus. Mars is in Aries. And Mars is domicile in Aries. And Saturn is in Aquarius. And Saturn is domicile in Aquarius. So we have a lot of energy right now that is giving us what we need to really claim our dominion. And that's so important at this time because this world is really changing so much, and it can feel really, really, really scary. Whatever is in your glass. Okay. Oh yeah, this is almond turmeric milk. It's delicious. It's warm. And so there is because there's so much changing, there is the temptation, I know inside of myself, to really move into fear, because what we see, right? What we see seems real to us. But what we know is that there are layers in consciousness, and there are layers. Even the physical world reality is only 5% of what we really experience. Grand Rising. The physical reality is only 5%, 10%, right? And so if this is only 5 or 10%, this is not what you see with your physical eyes is not the thing that you need to focus on, right? So for instance, yesterday I was noticing myself, I got into a conversation about what's just really been going on in the world. I was having a conversation with a client who worked in the medical field and worked in the hospitals in the last couple years. And what they saw, what they had to share with me was like, wow. And they were telling me how what we're hearing on the media is absolutely not true at all. Not at all true. So that there's this real trickster energy going on. And so it's important. So I could feel myself starting to get a little trepidation, a little bit of fear coming up, and I just watched it, and I followed it, and I sat with it, and I meditated, and then I went into myself and talked to that part of myself, and what I came out with was there is a part of me that is afraid to stand in my dominion over this reality. There's a part of me that feels like I have to concede to this reality. And so, what is that? That's the conditioning. That's what I've been told that has to happen. It's like I've been told that I'm a woman, I'm less. I've been told that I'm black, and that means all these things are going to be happening against you, and all these stories. All that stuff is just programming and conditioning. So I'm with the part of myself. I'm like, with the part of myself that wants to buy into the stories here and make them true. And so I'm literally doing the work to simply reframe it and tell a new story. Why? Because Mercury is in Gemini, y'all. And what we say to ourselves is what is true. So when you have dominion over this reality, the Bible says you could speak thee to the mountain and say, be thee removed, and it shall move. And What I'm learning in this experience, in this reality, is that we have to build the reality from the inside out. We have to build it from the inside out. So it's like you have to think to yourself, I am powerful, I'm loved, I'm expansive, I'm amazing, I'm beautiful, I'm aligned, I'm brilliant, I'm a genius. You have to think that, then you have to embody that. This is how you create dominion, right? You think something, you embody it, and you feel it, and you have to live it, and then you create an energetic field in your own reality that magnetizes. Because remember, we're a magnet. If you are a woman, you are a magnet, and you are magnetizing to you what it is that you are thinking and feeling. So whatever it is in your life right now, you've always had dominion over this reality. It's important to know that you've always had dominion over this reality. It was just your dominion was coming out of fear and scarcity and giving your authority away to external things. But now, as this reality is really collapsing, you want to pull that power back in and understand that everything in your reality is, whatever is there, you created that. You did. Whatever is there, if you could give yourself permission to understand how this system works and that we are always creating it, whether we are conscious or not, there is no time when you're not in a creation mode. If you know it or not, it doesn't matter. It's how it works. Babies, come back from past lives with their creation stuff. It's how the system works. Maybe it's not fair. That ain't the point. The point is not if it's fair or not. The point is that it is what it is. So you have to really make peace with how this reality works. You are creating it. And, when we have situations and circumstances that are really terrorizing to ourselves, the reason we create these situations is to help ourselves wake up. Right? But it depends on the narratives that you're telling yourself. So if you understand that you're the creator and if something really challenging happens and you know that you're the creator, you can go, oh, why would I create something this fucking devastating or this challenging? And your soul will begin to talk to you and tell you. You created it so that you can learn more about who you are. You created it so that you can discover the truth of your power. You created it so that you can, you really are ready to wake up. So this is helping you wake up. Why am I creating this struggle? Why am I creating this thing that feels like I'm trapped? Why am I creating that? Because you really want to get your attention. You know what I mean? You know that you need to create a situation that's really challenging in order for you to really fucking pay attention. Right? Everything is our creation. Everything is. And it's only our unwillingness and our ignorance and our undisciplined consciousnesses that would have us think otherwise, that anybody's doing anything to us or that anybody can. It's because we have been so deeply conditioned in this system to believe that things come from external. And, it's the trick. It's the trick. And when you can get yourself to really buy into the fact that you are the creator of this, your life starts to change in profound ways. It really does. It starts to change in profound ways. And so we're up to expanding right now. And the reason we're expanding is because Mercury was in retrograde. And so we went back and we had to do some readjusting to understand what needed to really be looked at. I know for me, I had to go in and really look at, there were some areas like this where I really was holding fear. I didn't really feel like I had dominion over this reality. So I had to ask myself, why am I putting myself in a situation where it's like a shit or get off the pot? Because you're ready to grow. You know this, it's time. You can't hold on any longer, right? I'm like, okay, so the situation came in with my son where I needed to take him to school every day in a certain frequency and so literally doing that every day for 3 or 4 months. I would spend $100 a day in an Uber for 3 or 4 months to expand myself, to create a new condition, to remind myself that I can stretch, that the universe is malleable, that things are working out for me. And by the time that, once I kicked into the rhythm of that and really stayed true to it, I realized I get to sit with my son, we get to play, I get to hear music, we get to have fun, and I got to bond with him in an entirely different way. And now he's graduating on Thursday from middle school. And this is something I've been working on since he was born, right? So we have to push ourselves. We have to expand ourselves. We have to stretch ourselves past the fear that is coming up. You have to look at the fear and ask, what is that? Why is that there? Why did I draw that in? And then you will see why you did it. And usually, because Saturn is retrograde, these are karmic patterns, things that we have been doing for many lifetimes. And it's all stories that we're telling ourselves. But the more we can practice it, you have to practice it and live into it until it becomes a way of being for you. And then it's something you master, and that's it. Once you graduate from the 8th grade, you never go back because you've mastered that. And many of us are in a place where we really need to mature. We're needing to mature our consciousness. We're needing to mature the way we think. I feel like one of the greatest challenges to my mental and emotional development was Christianity. And it was because Jesus was going to take care of everything. And so we never had to it's like, give it to Jesus, right? But you didn't process it and understand what the creation was or any of that kind of stuff. And so it was, thank you so much, yes. So it's really important for us to do the work to mature ourselves and question ourselves, the stories we're telling, why we're telling them, how the stories we're telling are creating the reality we're in, how the stories we tell us keep us stuck. So the moon today is in Capricorn, so we're creating new structures. You have to be able to sustain the stuff. So with the moon in Capricorn, we're creating new structures, and the next moon cycle starts on the 20th, and we're going to be working with the energy of Cancer. And Cancer is about your internal structures, and Capricorn is about your external structures. So if you are ready to seed a new reality in your internal structures with this new moon. And what does that look like? What does it mean when I say your internal structures? Your feelings, your emotions, your relationship to them, right? If you are ready to transform your feelings and your emotions and understanding how to use them and how to harness your power and your energy through your thoughts and your internal feelings, this is how we are here to function. We've not been functioning this way up till now because we were educated in this Western system that didn't give us the real tools that we need in order to thrive as humans, as real human beings. You know what I mean? The system that we're in is all geared towards, top up economic stuff, and this economy is coming undone. And so as this economy comes undone, we have to become the foundation within ourselves. You have to build your own reality. You have to build your home inside of yourself. You have to learn to trust yourself. You have to learn to hear and to listen. You have to learn to understand what's going on in you and really master your own reality. You have to master yourself. So this new moon in Cancer with the full moon in Capricorn is going to be really significant because this is where Pluto is. This is where Pluto is, and where America is having its Pluto return. And Pluto is retrograde right now, so it's going to go back to that 27th degree. So what we really want to be doing is getting our power back. And the beautiful thing about the universe is that it gives you opportunities, right? So, last year I did a class on this, calling your power back. But this new moon now, this is another opportunity to come back. If you still have power that you need to gather, or ways of being that are out of alignment, that are still in the old system, come and do this work and do the rituals so that you can call your power back and create a new foundation inside of yourself. and then begin to live you have to create the foundation. Because here's the thing, because this is an energetic system, you have to understand how you're using your energy so that you can use it in the way that is aligned to who you are. And we have all been using our energy historically in this white supremacist American capitalistic, right? So we want to begin to learn how to be in the world but not of the world, and take our power back, create a structure within ourselves that is aligned to our benefit. I'm going to be the person that benefits from my energy first before I give it to anybody else. I'm going to make yourself the priority, right? Come home to yourself. And then now I understand what I have, and now I can begin to share, right? Or be a part of a community. So this class starts on the 20th. And we will, so you can start joining now. We're in the last legs of the class that we're in. After the full moon, the class starts to really wind into another frequency. Okay, everyone. I am Monique, the Moon Mama. I'm very grateful. We're living in a really transformational time, and it's just time for us to wake up and become God in our own lives. That's really it. That's all that this is. It's like nobody is coming to save us. You are the divine. You are the embodiment of the divine. God wants to have an experience of itself through you. And you have to know that in your consciousness. You have to be in the knowing of that, in the breath of that, and the awareness of that, for that to be activated within you. You have to be in your true identity. Your true identity. Saturn and Aquarius. Who the fuck are you for real? Saturn and Aquarius. Who are you for real? Neptune and Pisces. What is your imagination? You got to understand that your imagination is the key to this reality. You have to imagine it before it can come into action. Mars in Aries. It's time to do the new thing, a new beginning. It's a real thing that's happening, the new beginnings. Venus in Taurus. You have to embody the feeling of who you are. Your value is an embodiment inside of you. You have to literally move into the embodiment of it and feel the power of who you are. You have to feel yourself as God. Feel yourself as creator. Feel yourself as generator of the reality that you're in. You're subject to none but your own self. Anything that's happening, it is happening through your agreement. You have somehow agreed to it. And if you didn't do it consciously, you probably did it through your lineage in a past life. And all these sort of things are really influencing who we are. It's so profound. So anyway, I love you all so very much. You can sign up for natal chart readings, new moon, full moon readings, transit readings, coaching. I'm doing private coaching. I've always been doing private coaching, but if you're going to come and do coaching with me, you have to really be committed. You have to be willing to work with me for, a good 8 weeks or so that I can really help you shift your reality from one mindset into the next. All right, peace and blessings. I love you. Bye-bye.